Welcome, guys. Today, me and the Rhodes are going to talk about the 2022 Royal Rumble that's coming up. And all these people thinking they're having a lot of feedback from you. There you go. Your fans really coming through. But there's all these people who think we're going to have a bunch of Forbidden Door in the Rumble, but just because Mickie James of Impact. Am I on two things? I hear echo.
I don't hear anything.
It's just throwing me off. But because Mickie James from Impact is going to be in the Royal Rumble, and they did mention that she is the Impact Knockout Champion on WWE. And side note, I was actually planning to go to the Rumble because I was sick. I was sick all last week. That I had to use three of my vacation days to cover. So now me going to the Royal Rumble is not going to happen. That's one of the reasons why I want to talk about it. But I'm looking at the list of people in the Royal Rumble, and then I want to get your opinion, and I'll throw my opinion of who I think might be a surprise, because right now there's 8 people not being announced for the Rumble. And they only have till Friday to fill those other spots. If not, people's going to go wondering who's those 8 spots going to go to. So, let me ask you, do you think there's any Forbidden Door entries for the men Royal Rumble this year?
Probably not. Maybe if there's anybody that's in Impact that used to work for WWE, like Mickie James, maybe. But other than that, probably not. Especially not WWE.
Well, you got Gallows and Carl Anderson, but I don't think they would do that. There's a big rumor about Moose from Impact might show up. Dude, I would mark out if Moose does show up in the Royal Rumble.
I don't know. I mean, I've heard of the guy. I might have seen him once, maybe twice, but I don't really know who he is.
He's a big name. I'm shocked he stayed with Impact. I'm shocked that he doesn't pick him up or AEW.
I mean, Cody Rhodes is said to be a free agent, and he did lose the TNT title yesterday, but I highly doubt he would show up in the Rumble.
Well,
especially when he can't stand Vince.
Oh, really? I did not know that.
I would be very surprised if Cody showed up in the Rumble.
I'd be super surprised. Mainly, he's an EVP. Being executive vice president of the company.
Well, technically, he's a free agent, so technically he's really nothing to the company because he doesn't have contracts.
But he's going to stay with AEW, though. Unless they can give him like the giant contract.
That's why I'm saying I'd be very surprised if Cody shows up in the Rumble.
And there's one I was talking to Rose off screen while I was trying to make this live, but I failed on that. But I was talking to him. I was thinking about it. I was listening to Chris Jericho's interview on Stone Cold's podcast that was a year and a half ago. And I was actually thinking about this before I was rewatching it. And I was like, well, I mean, he's not in a big storyline right now. He's in big with Vince McMahon. Vince let him be on his show, but that's who I would choose is Chris Jericho. People are talking about Moxley showing up. I don't think so. And people talking about trying to think about definitely not CM Punk. Come on, we know that, or Daniel Bryan. But if anyone from AEW, my pick would be Chris Jericho. But I'd mark out if I see Cody show up.
Yeah, I don't think nobody's gonna show up from AEW. Nobody.
And I agree about that because why would they want to promote the other company unless they want to do a working business together? And Vince really doesn't want to work with someone who is big as AEW. God, Rose, there's a ton of that echoing. You might have to mute when you're not talking. I hate to say that, but I really think, like you said, that I don't think anyone from AEW. It could be just only really just Mickie James from Impact. So, I mean, there's still, like I was saying to the Rose, there's still 8 people in the men's rumble. I hate to say this. I really couldn't care about the women's rumble, but their rumble's usually pretty good. So, but I really don't care about the rumble, women's rumble. I hate to say that. I could be sexist. That's just my opinion. But I'm going to list some of the names, and then you tell me who you think might be in who would win out of this right now. So numero uno is Johnny Knoxville. Then 2 and 3 are Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio. Dominic, we know he's not going to win. Then you got Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford. And then you got Austin Theory, Sheamus.
Vince is pushing Austin Theory pretty good right now, so I think it's too soon for him to win.
I agree.
So far, I don't think anybody that you listed is going to win this thing.
Even Sheamus, right?
Possibly Sheamus, but I doubt it.
Yeah. I think coming up, the next person, actually the next couple people I could see actually doing that is number 8 is Damien Priest. I think he could have a chance. And then you got AJ Styles.
AJ is a possibility. I don't know about Damien Priest because they really haven't been using him. From what I've seen on TV anyways.
I think he's the United States champion right now.
Right, but he's really not in any big story, like a big enough storyline to be like worth the fuck.
I agree. Then number 10 is Big E. I mean, it's possible. I mean, he was the former champion.
He could win the Rumble to get a shot to get his belt back, but see, the thing with this is, though, if they're going to push this Roman versus Brock Lesnar WrestleMania title versus title match,
yeah,
or whatever they're doing, what's it going to matter, who wins the Rumble?
Well, There's a thing I like to bring up, and I had to steal someone's idea that a channel I watch, but I'll bring this opinion in a minute. Number 11 is Sami Zayn. I love Sami, but he's not going to win. Then you got Kofi Kingston. I mean, I like Kofi, but I don't think he's going to do it. Then you got Madcap Moss. Then you got Happy Corbin. Then you got Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens might able to win. Then you got Dolph Ziggler. The person
Kevin Owens is possible, but I don't think so either with him.
I would love to see it, but I don't know. And yeah, like I said, Dolph Ziggler, he should have won it. He should be in the main event, but he's never been pushed in the main event again. Then you got Robert Roode, who is heavily unused. Then you got Randy Orton. He doesn't need to win because he's been in Rumbles and been in main event WrestleMania. To me, that's automatically Randy's not going to win. And then his tag team partner, Matt Riddle, he won't win. Chad Gable, Otis, and then Omos is the last guy who's announced. So, go ahead.
Yeah, well, out of those 22 guys, really I don't feel that there's a single candidate in that list that's going to win this thing other than maybe Big E, maybe
AJ.
Austin Theory, or AJ. That's about it.
And I would still probably throw in Damien Priest, but the one thing is, he's holding the United States title, so I think that's automatically he's not going to win. And when they throw all these people who are in tag teams, they don't even really wrestle singles no more. I feel like adding all these tag team people, that's just fluffing up the Rumble. They really need, to me, they need people who are solo wrestlers.
Well, look at all the people Vince fired. He's lucky to even have enough people to fill a fucking Rumble.
Yeah, no. Oh, that's why they were having problems with the women. Like, they could go into NXT and steal all the women from NXT and put them in the Rumble. But, like you said, they fired 80 people. You could start a federation with the people they fired in the past year. And a bunch of them were good people, too.
Well, they have people, I would not be surprised, from NXT that are going to be in the Rumble, like Walter, who is now Gunther, apparently, which I think is retarded.
That's a good one.
I think he's going to be in it. I think Grayson Waller's going to be in it. Braun Breaker might be in it.
That's a great point right there. Good point.
I think those people from NXT will come up, especially because AJ Styles has been he's been down in NXT fighting with one of those guys down there too lately, trying to bolster ratings, and supposedly that hasn't been working. So,
well, because they blew up NXT, and who wants to watch a bunch of new people? I mean, new people, that's fine, but when they blew up the Black and Gold, they killed NXT. So I don't see NXT surviving after this year. Well, on USA, I think they're going to go back on the Peacock. That's what I think.
So you figure, I just mentioned 3 names from NXT, so that would still leave 5 empty spots. You know, there's going to be at least one legend or 2 legends.
Oh, definitely. I agree.
Maybe Goldberg might be one of them that shows up.
That's a great point. I mean, it's been forever. I think he only entered the Rumble once, and that was in his first run with the WWE. But I could be wrong.
He was in the Rumble a couple years ago with the
Was he?
Undertaker. The Undertaker was
Oh,
in it with
that's
him.
right. When they teasing the whole thing.
With
That's
Saudi
great.
Arabia, yeah.
That's a great point. I forgot about that.
So I think Goldberg might be in it. Maybe Booker T just to fill a spot.
Mm.
Edge wasn't announced yet, right? He wasn't on the list.
No, he was not on the list, so
I'm
he's
surprised.
possible.
I'm thinking he's going to be in it.
I agree.
We know McIntyre's injured, so he's not going to be in it.
That sucks. That really sucks.
Lesnar's a champion, so he's not going to be in it. Miz wasn't on the list. I think he'll be in it.
Good point.
Seth Rollins wasn't on the list. I think.
Well,
his match. Excuse me.
He's fighting for the belt.
That doesn't matter. How many times have we seen people?
True.
Have a championship match and lose and end up in the Rumble to get that second shot?
Not really a lot. The only biggest name I know was Roman, and people was pissed.
So I think Seth, depending on if his match happens before the men's Rumble, I think he could be in it.
You did bring up a bunch of good people that is not on this list should be in the Rumble.
Honestly, I don't think there's room for somebody for the Forbidden Door fucking spot for the men's Rumble, to be honest.
You know what? I agree. I mean, like you said, there's going to be someone from NXT. Maybe, like you said, maybe 3 people from NXT making their debut on the main show.
I don't know if they'll make their debut on the main show. I mean, we know Gunther will at least because they already changed his name. So I think at the very least he's going to show up. Grayson Waller and Braun Breaker, if they use them, they might just be used for a Rumble spot, and that'll be it.
Well, let me throw this at you. What do you think about this? Let's say Gunther. I'm hoping he shows up at the Rumble. Do you think he might win? I mean, I would shit my pants if he won.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No.
I mean, I feel it's possible. But let me throw this at you. Do you know who the Solid Monster is?
Yeah, he's a lame-ass freaking YouTuber.
How dare you? I think he's one of the most respected people in wrestling on podcasts.
Yeah. Well, I listen to his podcast and I think he sucks.
Oh, that's his opinion. I love the Solid Monster, but he brings up a great point. Either, let's say Goldberg, normally not Goldberg, if Brock Lesnar loses the title to Bobby Lashley.
That's not happening, but anyways, go ahead.
That Lashley could the Lesnar could show up in the Rumble and win and then fight against Roman for the Universal title. And the whole thing could be turned around. Lesnar could retain and Roman wins the Rumble if the Romans lose the belt. But I think most likely it's going to be the Lesnar way. That's my gut feeling what's going to happen. But
I've heard of that rumor because I know JD brought it up because JD at the same time is pretty much, a second Solid Monster in a way. I
hadn't watched JD in a while, but I totally respect the Saw Monster.
I heard the rumor. I heard about that rumor through him, and there's a very small chance I could see that happening. But I don't think Lesnar's going to lose. I think it's going to be title versus title at WrestleMania.
I would love to see that happen.
Whoever wins the Rumble is going to face whatever champion on probably the first night, and then whoever wins that championship match is going to face the other champion on night 2. Because Vince is working. Vince is looking for that Roman versus Brock match again. So
I really think Roman and Brock is going to be night 2.
Yeah, me too.
And with the storylines, honestly, both Roman and his crew and Brock Lesnar is the hottest thing right now with WWE, quite frankly. I mean, people are loving the arcade bro thing, but I'm kind of hoping they break up. And I'm wondering if Riddle will turn heel, but I don't know if he would do good as a heel, though. But let me say this out that who's your right now for me? My top pick is Lesnar. And who would be your top pick? Your wild card pick to be your top pick, or the people on this list? Who would you say is your top pick, Rose?
I don't really know. Like I said, I haven't been watching, so I don't really know as much lately who's been built up, who's been being built up as much, and stuff. I've just been watching like clips and listening to the review shows. I know Vince is big on Austin Theory, and he's had a lot of segments on TV with Vince lately.
Yeah,
but I don't think he's gonna win. But I think he's I think he's a possibility.
I agree. I mean, he's not the last person I would choose, but
I want to see AJ win it. I've wanted to see him win it since he joined the WWE.
Oh, I totally agree. That people would lose their mind if they did that. But
what about Shinsuke Nakamura? He wasn't on the list. I wonder if he'll be in the match.
That's one person that pisses me off. He wins the Rumble a few years ago, and he gets the shaft at WrestleMania. And then right now he's the Intercontinental Champion.
Yeah, and I hear they're not even using him.
It doesn't shock me. They don't know what to do with anything now.
I'm surprised Shinsuke stayed with the company, to be honest.
Oh, I agree.
I tell you what, when this contract is up, I don't think he's going to be sticking around.
Do you think it's possible he goes to AEW, or do you think he might go back to Japan?
If he's happy in America, he'll go to AEW, or he could pull a what the hell is her name? The Pirate Princess, Kairi Sane, and she could go back home to Japan.
That's what I'm thinking, because
where the hell is Asuka? Where the hell has she been?
I do not know. Like you said, I only watched Raw out of the last couple months, like last week, because the whole thing with Bobby Lashley and Lesnar confrontation. And that was the only good part of Raw. But actually, I got to go and watch the recent AEW. I heard that was pretty good. At least I heard the Cody match was good. And
it was all right. It was a pretty decent show. That ladder match was kind of slow starting, but the second half of it was pretty good.
I need to go and watch that. I'll tell you one thing. I mean, looking at this list, to me, Rey Mysterio is definitely not going to win it again. I mean, he's a legend, but he doesn't need to win it. His son's definitely not going to. Knoxville won't. God, Angelo Dawkins and Taz Ford, we know he won't. Madcap Moss, we know he won't. Same thing with Happy Corbin. And then I would say same thing with Dolph Ziggler, Robert Roode, Chad Gable, and Otis. Mainly the people who are in tag teams, I would automatically write them off. They're not going to win the Rumble. But if I had to choose a second person, I would probably go with AJ Styles. He needs to get one more good run before to retire. But yeah, the reason I really wanted to talk about it was two things. I was actually contacting my ex-girlfriend to see if she wanted to go to the Rumble, but it was so close because the real reason is it's a 6-hour drive from here to there. But also, it's too late to do it. And one of the biggest things out is because it was on a Saturday. I was like, I can be back in Oklahoma on Sunday, but I don't have the money to do it. And actually, I was already talking to my mom. I was kind of hinting, it's like maybe she would give me my early birthday present as some money to go to the Rumble. But because I've never been to the Royal Rumble, I've been to 2 WrestleManias, but I'm thinking about asking my ex if she wants to go to the WrestleMania in April. So, if not, I would
You're going to go
to.
all the way to fucking California for that?
No, it's in Dallas.
It's a Dallas. I thought it was in California this year.
No, I think that's next year.
Might want to look that up because
I know it's in Dallas because they're using the same Dallas Cowboy logo thing, and it's in Dallas.
Okay, I thought it was in LA. I guess that's the one next year.
Yeah. So the only reason I probably would do that is my brother lives in California, and I don't know how close or far that is. So, I mean, I could get easy hotel stay with him, probably.
Probably, yeah.
But I would love to go to a Royal Rumble, but I waited way too late and don't have enough cash to do it. So, and my mom was like, "Oh, there might be no tickets." I'm like, "There's tickets still."
Oh, trust me, there's tickets.
Yeah.
There will always be tickets to a WWE event.
Well, nowadays, because the product's been awful. I mean, half the building looks like it's not being sold. And if it is, they already showed half the stadium closed off. I don't know. But
they can't even sell out WrestleMania anymore. They're not going to sell out any event anymore.
Well, I mean, there's a couple reasons. I mean, WrestleMania is in a stadium now, and it's kind of hard to sell out a stadium for a WrestleMania nowadays. But they got to try to get as much money at the WrestleMania. But I'm kind of leaning towards, I would love to go to the Rumble. I would prefer to go to the Royal Rumble than go until WrestleMania again. But it was too late to do that. Plus, my ex, she's like, nah, she's scared about the vid. And I'm like, I understand. But I think I might be able to pick someone up. I don't know if she wants to go, or I have my buddy Scott. Maybe I can ask him if he wants to go. Because I certainly don't want to go to Dallas by myself. But, yeah, I mean, I'm glad you came by and let me con you to do this recording. I'll probably post this up tomorrow on Friday.
Yeah, you're lucky I'm feeling better.
Oh, that's a good point. I said the other night I'm sorry to hear that you catch the vid. Hopefully it wasn't that bad for you.
No, it wasn't. It's whatever. I'm over it.
Well, that's good, buddy. I mean, I wanted to ask you about that, but I totally forgot. I'm glad you're doing better, bro.
Yep. That should be back on Sunday night, as long as I don't have any random relapse.
No, I mean, you needed the rest, and I should have took Drew's insisting me to rest, then worked on Tuesday, and I was sick. I was sick bad. But honestly, you gotta check out the Rhodes channel. He does a way better reviews than I do.
I don't really do reviews though. That's the thing.
Well, okay.
I do Let's Plays of full gameplays from start to finish. I do streams of ROM hacks for Super Mario World, and do streams of other stuff like Tetris and Mario Party. I actually have a Mario Party one I gotta upload.
I would love to.
Whatnot. I haven't done anything in a week though because of the vid. So.
Yeah, I understand that, dude. Luckily, I had a couple videos in the can that I was able to throw on there during the 3 days I was out from work, being sick. But believe me, I couldn't wait to do videos. Doing this stuff, podcasting and stuff like this. It's been doing videos. It's been like it's like a second hobby now. Kind of love doing it, just almost as collecting video games. So, and I love mixing the both of them together at the same time. But I don't know. Do you have anything you want to talk about anything about WWE or whatever? Or you want to go ahead and wrap this bitch up?
Well, since you don't want to talk about the Women's Rumble, the only thing I was going to mention about that.
No,
the only thing I was going to mention about that is, if Charlotte is still the SmackDown Women's Champion, which I think she is, I don't know. I know Lita is in the Women's Rumble, and she's in a program with Charlotte right now. I could honestly see Lita winning the Women's Rumble and getting getting a shot at her at WrestleMania. Since I'm hearing she might do one more run as a competitor for like,
that's a great point.
A certain amount of the year, so I could see that happening. She wins the title at WrestleMania. She holds on to it for a couple of months, and then she goes away again.
Well, I brought up the list of the Women's Rumble. I didn't mind talking about it. I'm just more honestly about the men, because if you think wrestling, you don't really think of the women. I hate to say that. I'm not trying to be sexist, but when I think of wrestling, I think of legends and all the stars, and I hate the one thing to me why I don't like the women's wrestling is it was all caused by the Attitude Era, and then into the era of the Ruthless Aggression era. They really tainted women wrestling to me, and that's WWE's fault. But when they brought the women up at the Women Revolution, I really loved that. But I feel lately it's back down since then. That's why I'm not a big fan of women wrestling.
It's not as good as it was, like 7, 8, 9 years ago, but it's still better than it was 20 years ago.
Oh, I agree about that.
I also think Bayley might return in the Royal Rumble too. Maybe even Asuka.
Yes. I don't know what's with Asuka, but I do have the list, and those two are definitely not on the list. But we'll throw them in there as our wild card picks, who we think should be in the Rumble, as both Bayley and Asuka, and I could see both of them winning the Rumble.
Returning, I can see them returning. I don't know about winning. Like I said, I think Lita's going to win it. She's going to get that program. And she's going to get that title shot against Charlotte. She's going to win it, and she's going to hold on to it for a little while. Maybe, hold the belt for 2, maybe 3 months, and then leave again.
No, I agree with that. And you know what? As you're looking at the list, there's more main event or bigger stars on the women's roster on this Rumble than I would actually say the men's. Because, well, starting with Nikki Ash, no, she's not going to win the Rumble. Aaliyah, to me, she's not going to win. Natalia, I think she's hot, but it's possible, but unlikely. Mickie James, I don't see it happening because she's the Impact Women's Champion, and it would be wild if she won. It would be crazy, but I don't see that. Here's a big one who should have won the Rumble and win the belt. To me, Shayna Baszler. I think she should be definitely win it and be the main star. Summer Rae, Tamina, Dana Brooke. We know she ain't gonna win, but I have the hots for Dana Brooke. Kelly, she won't win. Rhea Ripley, it's possible. And then the Rose's pick is Lita. I can see that too. I mean, he brought up great points. So I can see that. Then you got Naomi. That was hard. Naomi. I believe she might have won one before. And if she didn't, then I automatically said she won't. Then you got the Bellas. They won't win, if you ask me. Carmella is another one who I think is extremely hot. But if you ask me, she won't. And you can jump in if you hear any of these names, Rose. But next one is Queen Selena. She won't. Michelle McCool. She won't because she's a legend. Shotzi. She's another one who I think is hot, but I don't think she'll win. Charlotte Flair. It's possible.
Why is Charlotte I guess Charlotte's not the champion anymore?
No, she is the champion.
So why is she in the match?
So she could, well, I hear one or two things. Either she could take on the other champion, or she can pick her own opponent at WrestleMania.
It's stupid.
I agree.
That's the golden rule of the Rumbles, man. The champion isn't supposed to be in the match unless the title's on the line, which only happened twice.
I agree.
That's
Dude,
stupid.
I totally agree with you. I agree. Then you got Bianca Belair.
She just won it last year. That ain't happening 2 years in a row.
I don't know. I mean, some people done 2 years in a row. I mean, Stone Cold did. I mean, he did 97 and 98.
That was also a fluke.
Yeah, I agree. And I agree with you. I don't think she'll win it either. So I agree with that. And then the last person on here is Liv Morgan. And she's red hot right now, and I think she's hot as fuck, by the way. But I think red hot because she's the new Daniel Bryan of the women's that they're pushing. The fans are trying to push her to win. But if I had to choose, if Bayley shows up, it's going to be hard. To me, it should be either Shayna Baszler, Lita, or Bayley and Asuka. Those are probably the top 4 people who I would choose.
I wouldn't mind seeing Bayley win it. I'll be pissed if Charlotte wins it, but I could see Vince doing that, to be honest.
I agree. They probably would do that just to, kind of like the whole thing with Ric Flair's. Oh my God. Think about this. It's been, 30 years from when Ric Flair won the Royal Rumble?
Yeah, when he won the belt.
Yeah, when he won the belt. She's going in as champion. And it's 30 years since he did that. I think she's definitely in contending just because that.
Well, she'll always be in contention just for being a Flair.
Yeah. But, oh gosh. I don't know if I'm reading this correct, but on the news says Dominic Mysterio on potential Forbidden Door opponent from AEW, Hook.
That's not going to happen.
Like, hold on. I'm just curious. I'm going to bring that up. I think he's pretty much. Oh, I think he wants to fight him. Yeah, he's talking about he wants to take on Penta or L0M or Phoenix. And it's, yeah, no. I was shocked that I thought maybe he would talk about Hook, but maybe that's what it is. Said Hook would be fun, would be a fun one. Yeah, I think it's the people who he would want to fight. So, but if you had to choose one, who would you think would do it, though, for the women, to wrap this up?
Well, like I said, I think Lita's my pick to win.
Oh, that's right.
Lita's my pick to win. If not her, I would hope Bayley wins if she even returns in the Rumble.
Mm.
And like I said, I could honestly see Vince having Charlotte win the Rumble just to piss people off.
So about those three people.
Pretty much, yeah.
So I pretty much list a few people who I think. And like I said, there's a lot more contenders in the women match than the men's Rumble. So
yeah, it's just sad though how many women legends who really aren't even legends. Like
I
Summer
agree.
Rae's not a legend.
I
Kelly
agree.
Kelly's not really a legend. You know,
I
all
agree.
those names that Vince had to bring back just to fill the fucking roster because he went and fired so many people.
Yeah, and then it was a surprise for the first women's Rumble, but I'm like, some of them been in each one of them, or damn near each one of them, like Kelly, Summer Rae, Lita's been in. This will be her second one, I believe. Molly Holly's been in there. I wouldn't doubt she might be in this one too. And we got cut off. Shit happens. Rhodes had to take a call, but that happens. That's okay. Just don't let it happen again.
Haha.
But there's really not much to talk about. I mean, I'm always excited to watch the Royal Rumble. Even though a lot of times in the last 10 years, the Rumble, most of the time's been awful, but you're still hoping for a great Royal Rumble match. But honestly, I just don't see anyone extra coming from the forbidden door after except Mickie James, obviously, but I think she's probably the only one. But it does make it kind of interesting. Honestly, if you ask me, if they do bring some people from other companies into the Rumble, it would make the Rumble more surprising, and anything can happen unless if they just do the same old, everyone gets a spot in the Rumble. If they get someone surprised from another promotion, I feel that would rejuvenate the Rumble. What do you think about that?
I don't think it's going to happen, so.
No. I mean, would that make you feel like the Rumble is more special if they have? I mean, we both like surprises in the Rumble, but if they would do that, would the Rumble feel a little bit more special if they would do that?
Not really, because if it's somebody I don't know who it is, then why would I care whether they're there or not?
Well, think about it. A lot of the people that came from the Indies, I mean,
Vince doesn't like any of that kind of wrestling, though, so he's not going to. He's not going to bring any of those people over. He never will.
Well, I think what the big pop from AJ Styles, you remember back when AJ showed up, and that was the biggest rumor that he was going to be the Royal Rumble.
And AJ is the biggest signing WWE has made in the last 10 years.
I would probably say, yeah. I mean, minus the people they re-signed, but people like, oh my God, Ricochet, he wasn't announced in the Rumble. He should be in the Rumble.
Yeah, possibly.
Would he win? No, but I would love to see him win because he's a great wrestler.
Yeah, but Ricochet is another one that doesn't get pushed properly.
No. and he'd probably be on the way out soon. I mean, it's so mind-boggling that WWE not pushing these people the proper way.
Oh, well, you got a 74-year-old man who doesn't really seem interested in his own company anymore. Are you really surprised?
No, because the guy shouldn't be in. He should be just there, like, okay, like he should be letting either Shane or Stephanie run the show now. And well, I mean, as the show, I mean the company, and then let Triple H run the shows. I mean, honestly, NXT was great under Triple H's reign because Triple H lost to AEW. He has to be punished. He has to get all his people that he recruited cut, and all there's a bunch of his trainers and people getting cut as well. So
well, that's Vince for you, because Vince has to have everything his way.
Yeah, and it's just mind-boggling how awful the WWE product. It's just been slowly getting worse and worse and worse, and it's like it's just nosediving bad in the last few years. But like, I mean, I was still addicted to watching wrestling, even during the early 2000s when they rebuilt it again with under John Cena reign. But they need to do something different soon. But I don't really see anything until he dies. I hate to say about that. I mean, he's looking ancient right now. So I just don't know why he just doesn't retire and let his children run the show. But
Stephanie's got 4 kids, so pretty sure she doesn't really care all that much. Shane left the company again, so he doesn't really care. So,
oh, you know Stephanie cares. She's one of the biggest officers in the company. But
yeah, but she's not going to want to run the company. She's not going to want to be the head of the company.
Well, you know, it's not going to be just her. It'll be her and Triple H.
I don't know. After Triple H got burned, I don't think he's going to want to head the table of the WWE. I don't think so.
Well, the future looked bleak.
Vince honestly is better off just selling the company.
Well, have you heard what happened, I guess, today about Disney and WWE?
Yeah, it's in Indonesia. That has nothing to do with us.
What?
That's in Indonesia. That has nothing to do with us.
Yeah, well, that's one start. Because they were saying something, it was something like how Hulu has some shows from WWE, and they want that in Indonesia with Disney. But I mean, I really think if they really don't care with Shane or Stephanie or Triple H taking over, the best option really is selling the company.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, there's really not much else to talk about. I'm glad you came on to talk to me about the Rumble and other things. I mean,
yep.
If you have anything else to want to talk about, I'm up for it. If not, we can wrap it up.
Yeah, I think we're good.
You think you're done?
Yeah, I think I'm done. I gotta do something anyway.
Okay, cool.
Gotta let my dogs out for the night.
Okay, well, I appreciate you joining me. So, go
no problem.
watch the Rose. Go watch Rose content. He's a great guy. He deserves all the subs that he has over me. He deserves it.
That deserves all the sub you get. I deserve all the subs you get and then some.
Oh, thanks, friends. I'm trying to push you, and you're being a horse's ass. But you know what? Honestly, I always want to try to push you on the realm more often. I mean, I think you've been a great asset on Less Than Serious.
Yeah, especially when Deity hasn't really been there. So
I think, like Drew says, I think he kind of. I mean, I enjoyed the Deity being on the show, but I think he's losing interest, and that's okay. Shit, that happens, you know. But honestly, I'm happy you wanted to join, and you're a great addition to the show. So that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna tell my tagline, and we're out. I just thought about this on the fly. For the Rose, my name is Casey Israel, and I'll catch your ass down the road.
Thief. Peace out, guys.
Let me stop recording.